Okay, you guys, we're gonna make some homemade tortilla chips. It got hot in this kitchen, and with this fryer, definitely gets hot, so here it goes up. And the wonderful Texas humidity. Anyhow, we're gonna make some homemade tortilla chips. You're gonna want some white or yellow corn tortillas. Cut them all into quarters. I mean, you just set it down, cut it into quarters. Not very difficult. I'm gonna bring my sweet, you don't have to come in like that every time. My sweet hubby in,
I almost hit this handle here.
Well, that would have been bad. He's gonna man the fryer for me. As many of you know, he is a firefighter, so I let him do all of the hot, fiery things that could hurt me stuff. So he's very chivalrous that way. Anyhow, so we cut all these up. The oil is getting hot. I got a little bowl here to make the seasoning for the chips once they come out. You can do this any way you want to. This is super basic. I've done a bunch of different variations, but just for a basic corn tortilla chip that's good with any of the dips that I make, guacamole, corn dip, salsa, you name it, this works. So we're gonna put a bunch of salt in here. This is probably that's probably a solid tablespoon. And then some garlic salt. It's about a teaspoon. Same thing with the Tonys. I'm telling you, I use this stuff for everything. About a teaspoon.
Stuff on everything.
Is there an echo in here? Some chili powder. This is probably a solid tablespoon and a half. Same thing with the cumin, because you want it salty and smoky. And I totally forgot this stuff. I got this at Aldi. It's Classico seasoning, Tajin, but I've seen it. I saw it at Winco. I've seen it at Walmart. There's lime. What is it? Where'd it go?
Need some reading glasses.
Dehydrated lime juice. No. So this I'm gonna put in here. This is about a teaspoon. This stuff is so stinking good. I had never heard of it before, and one day I just bought it on a whim. So you just want to mix this up. You can use your fingers, mix it all up. Haha! The oil light just came on. He was going, the oil's not gonna be ready. The oil's not gonna be. The oil is ready, and
you win.
I was right. Okay, so Craig is going to drop these into the oil. Now, Craig, how long do we leave it in the oil?
2 minutes. Flip them at the halfway point.
Okay, so after a minute, you flip them.
Yep.
Okay. 2 minutes total, 1 minute flip, and then this is our drying rack. What we're gonna do is we're going to pull them out, and while they're still kind of wet, that's when you season them so that it sticks.
All in at exactly 410.
This part will get edited out.
Yeah.
What song is that?
A song that Don used to whistle all the time. Probably some church song where he's like,
I need a rag.
he would whistle it all the time.
Oh, really?
Yes. Good story, huh?
Very good. Obviously, you can buy tortilla chips. There's tons of places that are really good, but these are so good. They're extremely rich, very satisfying for sure. You eat less of them if that's even possible with chips and hot sauce, but they're so good. Dramatic difference. They actually remind me a lot of our honeymoon. We went to Cabo for our honeymoon. Funny story. We've been married for 11 years. We went to Cabo for our, for our honeymoon. When we got there, we stayed in this hotel, apparently that rich and famous people stay in. And the guy driving us there was like, oh, you're gonna stay with the rich and famous? And we looked at each other like,
that's a scary moment when you're in your 20s.
No, yeah. I was,
broke anyway.
Yeah, I was how old? 22 when we got married, so yeah, super broke. Anyway, we get there and we go and we look at the room service, and I told Craig, I go, I freaked out. I looked at the menu, I go, baby, we cannot stay here. It's $80 for an omelet. We can't do this. It was in pesos.
10 to 1 exchange rate.
But still, $8 for an omelet. Anyhow, that was a lot of fun. Where are we at time-wise?
About 5 more seconds.
Now the corn tortillas make a little, the white corn versus the yellow corn, the coloring's a little bit different. It really doesn't matter which ones that you use. It's a little bit easier to tell, in my opinion, with the white corn, because the yellow corn gets darker. If you can see, yeah, that one's pretty dark. I like them like that though, they're super crispy. The kids love these chips. And you don't want to crowd your fryer. So it is a little bit time consuming, but I mean, it's not hard time. Especially while you're cooking other stuff, you can throw them in there and bounce around. Or you can get one of these guys and have him do the chips for you. So for argument's sake, here, you go ahead and drop those in.
Right.
Here's the first little batch. I'm gonna set this down. We're just gonna take the seasoning and sprinkle it on here.
In our fryer, that's about 7 chips. 7 or 8.
And 2, you could totally do this. You don't need to have a deep fryer. This, I just went and bought this on an impulse whim one night. Good Walmart trip. But you don't have to do it in a deep fryer. You can get a Dutch oven or something. Put it on your stove with vegetable oil. Just make sure that the temp gets to what?
375.
375 till it starts popping at you and whatnot with some water. But we'll set these here. We'll get all of these done, this little batch done, and seasoned. And the reason why we're putting it on this is because if you put it on paper towels, number 1, it would stick. Number 2, it would get soggy, and we want the chips to be light and crispy, and they will be that. Also, if you want to keep them warm or reheat them, like say we were having a get together tomorrow, but we wanted to knock this out of the way, we would get these chips done, we would put them into a covered Tupperware, yeah, big Tupperware bowl, and then you can put them back on a cookie sheet and pop them in the oven to get them warm and crisp again. How much longer you got on that batch?
A minute.
A whole minute?
I just flipped them.
We're all elbows over here.
I'm sorry. Sticking them right in your face, sir.
Yes. I know that a lot of people don't like to cook or don't have the time to cook or whatever, but Craig and I use it as our couples time. It's fun. Usually we would have music on, but for copyright purposes, this is going to be on YouTube. We're not putting any music on it.
We can have Gracie come in here and make up a song.
No, we're good there. However, and we will do some music together on some of the videos that we're going to do, and that's totally, you know, fine. But we just make fun, or make it fun. We do make fun of each other. But we just have fun, and we have the kids come in and out. They just got done swimming and getting all clean and everything, ready for their second to last week of school tomorrow. Are you ready? Ready to pool?
Oh yeah.
Anyhow, if you get your kids involved, get your spouse involved, it makes it a really sweet time that is lost now. And I'm super old-fashioned. Usually I would have an apron on. I'm not the one getting dirty in this situation.
Pull the basket.
Come on now, you're gonna keep cooking my chips.
Yeah, I think I did that one a little bit long.
It's alright. You get the point. I'll eat that one. I'll eat that one. And again, we're going to season. Also, with seasonings and just anything that I cook, I use certain ingredients that you really can't go wrong with. There's very few things that need to be exact, which that's a lot in baking, but certain seasonings like chili powder, and always start, you know, on the pull back side. You can always add more, but there's certain seasonings that are just good on everything, and it's not that difficult to taste and see, right?
Right.
He was a big recipe guy whenever we first got married, and they cook at the station a lot. He would call me and ask me for recipes, and I'm like, dude. And I will never forget, it was probably 6 or 7 years ago, he made dinner. I don't remember what you made. It might have been tomato basil soup or something, but he called me and said, I did not measure anything. And I was so proud of him. So now you really don't measure. You got some cilantro in your teeth.
Oh, good.
I love you. Mwah.
Thank you.
Anyway. Cook with your spouse, make it fun. We're gonna finish up these chips, and then when we come back, we're going to show you how to plate it. We're gonna let our kiddos taste it and give the seal of approval. And that is that for chips and salsa.
Is it gone now?
Yes. Okay, you guys, everything is done. It is time to plate things up. Remember, you eat with your eyes first, so you want things to look really pretty. I have this nice big platter out. I love platters and plates and pretty things like that. I think my mom got me this one. It says home cooked meals served daily. So what we're gonna do is we got the salsa out of the fridge. It's been chilling. So we're going to put some salsa in here. Now obviously if it were just for kiddos or whatever, we could do separate plates and whatnot. They're gonna taste it here in just a second. May I have a rack? Look at that. Oh, I have my own cook fairy. So we're gonna clean this up a little bit. Maybe. This towel wasn't the greatest, but okay. So we've got the salsa in here. It looks super pretty, as you can see. Almost spilled it. We're going to put the salsa right in the middle. On top, I love color. This is a little bit of fresh jalapeno. So give that a little bit of a kick. Put a little bit of chives. The contrasting colors are so pretty. Now, I'm putting cilantro. This is chopped up cilantro. Remember, we didn't have it in there to begin with. So I'm going to put some on top. We can mix it around once it's time to eat and everything. Then for a little pop of color, some fresh tomatoes right in the middle. All right, now these beautiful chips. Hey babies, come here. I want you to see how, okay, look how pretty it is. We know they're gonna, come here sister. Come here, darlings. Okay, taste the chip for me. You hear that crunch?
That's so good.
Taste it for me. Careful. Good? Well, you can eat the rest of it, silly Billy. Okay, would you like to try the salsa? Super good. Okay, so we're gonna let Sissy try the salsa. Tell me what you think. Taste it. Keep going.
It's so good.
Isn't it good? All right, I'll use the other side for you, buddy. All right. Tell me what you think. Thumbs up. Quality assurance. Boom, baby. Thank you for your help. You guys can go keep playing. All right. So now we're going to plate up the chips. They're wonderful, darling. Would you like to try a chip with salsa?
I would love a chip with salsa.
All right. Come over here, teammate.
All right.
So good. You hear that crunch? Ah! So good. All right. So we're gonna put these chips on here. Make it all pretty. I know, it's so good. All in all, this is very cheap way to look like you spent hours in the kitchen. It's not. It doesn't take that long. It's so good. You can't see over there.
That'll help.
Thanks, baby.
There you go.
There we go. I'm going to take a picture of this because this is beautiful. All right, and then we're just gonna put some limes kind of around here. Like that. And voila, there's homemade chips and hot sauce. If you make it, you will be a huge hit. These chips are gonna be awesome with corn dip, with guacamole, with salsa, with queso, which I will be making a video of that. The next video that's gonna come up is tortilla soup though. It's super, super easy. The chips go along great. Anytime you make Mexican food, little tip, make a bunch of things at once because we've got all this stuff chopped up. Mexican food, Tex-Mex, whatever, all uses the same ingredients just in different ways. So if you've got a good, hour to spend on a Sunday to just leisurely cook with your spouse, I would suggest doing that and just plan out what you're gonna make. But this is gorgeous. This is chips and hot sauce. I hope you make it. I hope you have a very blessed day. The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face to shine upon you and give you peace. May the Lord be gracious unto you. Thank you so much. Have an awesome